Good morning. Good morning. It's the morning and I'm tired cuz I woke up early than usual, but that is A-okay because we are here at Blockbuster Archive and we are talking about two very incredible and very different films from 1981. But before we get into that, I would like to introduce the one, the only Stig Kenobi. How you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm doing quite splendidly. Um, all the packages I had bought on Amazon and stuff arrived on the same day, so my
Oh,
mailbox was full of nerdy shit. It was fantastic, and well timed because it's snowing like heck,
hmm.
really snowy and windy, and yeah, it's 1 in the afternoon, so I'm ahead of you.
Yes, you are.
Good news: the world doesn't end in the next 8 hours or 7 hours.
It's good to know. Um, are are you? I know you woke up to hail on Monday night, Tuesday morning. Are your windows okay?
Yeah. Oh, that's normal. The hail stuff. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if strong winds and hail, if it comes in from the right direction, it's just hammering the windows. Superb if you're reading though, because it just makes it cozy if you have a big cup of tea and you bundle up in blankets and stuff.
Hmm.
So make the best out of what you can with what you have.
Absolutely. That's a good rule for life.
Yep.
Well, I am. I'm a little bit jealous because we got snow for like a day and a half, and now it's all gone.
Oh, that's been a repeating thing up here because we get snow, and in a day or two, it's gone and it's just ice, and then that disappears, and then the next day it snows again, and it's on repeat. Because I'm on an island in the Atlantic, so it's more windy and rainy and stormy than
Hmm.
than inland. So,
That
but I
well.
get to live near the ocean, so I don't complain. I can
Hey,
catch my own fish whenever I wish.
there you go. I like fishing. I really do like fishing. It's gosh, I don't even I don't even know. It's been at least 2 years since I've been to the ocean. Right
Oh
around the
wow!
time, yeah, like I'm in a landlocked state, so it's uh it's
Yeah,
been a
I
minute.
can
I go to the lake a lot though.
I can touch the ocean in 20 minutes by just walking.
Well, there you go. That's off. That's
I should send you a picture of my fishing spot one time.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to see it.
Just make
Um,
you more jealous.
yeah, and then I'll cry. I'll be very
Yep.
sad. So I think just like last time, um, I think we should. So since I started
You you
last
you
time,
you you broke up a bit.
I did.
You did
Why?
indeed.
I'm here, my phone. I will. Here we go. So well, brightest day. Don't do that. Don't heat yourself into a river. And I don't think you want to go to the Long Island Sound. That I've heard that's a rather dirty body of water. Just saying.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, we have an elf in the chat too.
hello, Lady T. How art thou? How's it
That
going?
that's
Off.
you know what? I'm gonna nitpick you.
Hmm.
You're not supposed to say thou to a lady.
I'm not. You know what? Okay, that's fine.
Mm.
That's fine. I'm gonna still say it because that's just how I say how art thou to everybody. Is it how art thee?
If you add my lady to it, or it's what is it? I can't. I forget. Is it how ist the lady?
Well,
Anyway, I mansplained. Brightest Day is correct. I mansplained the
hey,
heck
that's
out
okay.
of her.
I'm not gonna lose my.
It was for her own good.
It was. Thank you for the correction. I will now grow as a person and try to remember not to use it.
Oh,
7 a.m. also at work. Yeah, that's why we're doing it super early, and we're gonna keep this one pretty much right at 1 hour because I gotta head off to work and I still have a few chores that I gotta get taken care of on the homestead. So yay. And Manowar 665, Neighbor of the Beast, good morning. How are you? 6 here and retired. You retired? Congratulations. I don't understand. Who did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody. My lady, how fare thee? There you go.
yeah, you can say that.
I shall ask it that way.
Oh, how fairest the lady.
How fairest thou? How fairest the lady? See, I just want to say thou. Like, I just like that word.
Well, you can say thou to me.
Fine. Stig, thou ist an ass. There we go. How's that?
Art.
Oh, god dang it. All right.
Thou art an ass.
Thou art an ass. I'm not British. Where's ass?
Me neither. I'm from Norway. It's not even
You're
my
European.
first language.
It's close enough. Didn't you know for all Americans, like everybody over there, you got the Irish, the Scottish, and then everybody else is English.
Yeah.
Actually, like this was when I was like really just first on Twitter, and I did a poll and I was like, what's your favorite accent? And then I just got like they were like, English isn't an accent, and I'm like, yes it is. And they're like, no it's not. And I was like, but it is, because like, what do you call it from this region? And they're like, well, you have Welsh and you have Cockney and Saxony, I think. Was that the other one? Sheffield. Yeah, like I was like, listen, I'm from America. Like it's Irish, Scottish, and English accents. Like, I'm just letting you know. And then a Brit who transplanted to America was like, well, I'm in America and I know that that's not it. And I was like, what? I was like, you're from England. And he's like, no, I'm from Wales. And I was like, it's the same thing. He's like, no, it's not. It was absolutely insane. And it was it was just bizarre. And I think the other accent that I picked was, because it was like, which accent do you like the best? And I threw Australian in there. And they were like, that's basically just a Cockney accent bastardized or something like that. And it's like, I don't know what to do with you people anymore. No, I've never heard of a Scouser or a Geordie.
Scouser, that's Liverpool. Geordie is Newcastle.
Learn something new every day. Look at that. There's no such thing as a Connecticut accent. Yes, there is. I don't have an accent because I am from the bland Midwest, but everybody else definitely has an accent. As a Brit, can I tell you, we don't talk like that anymore? You should. John Lee, you should. Because what are you agreeing with Brightest Day on? Oh, there's no such thing as a Connecticut. Yeah. Yes, there is Brightest Day. See, Lady T is with me. There's definitely a Connecticut accent. The whole Northeast just has... They just talk bizarrely. It's just people that are faking a Boston accent.
Little side note. We're running out of minutes.
We're running out of minutes. Can we do rollover minutes? Do you remember those phones where you could have rollover minutes?
No.
Oh. They were track phones.
I only use them for grim text messages.
Oh, okay. That's happy. Well, okay, how about we blow through our facts then? Since I went first last time, you can go first this time.
Okay, facts about 1981. And I'm doing the worldwide happenings of 1981, and you're doing the American ones.
Yep.
Well, my first fact, it's kind of a short one. In 1981, the first DeLorean automobile, a stainless steel sports car with gull wing doors, rolls off the production line in Dunmurry, Northern Ireland. The birth of the DeLorean,
There you go.
which some people drive from time to time.
Yes. Yes. And it's nostalgia overload for everybody that sees it that loves Back to the Future.
Yep.
Mine, because I'm a foodie. The top three foods in trends, the top three food trends in America in 1981 were chicken marsala, frozen yogurt, and Jello pudding pops tied with lean cuisine frozen dinners. This was when TV dinners were like starting to take off, I guess.
I remember frozen yogurt being mentioned a lot in 80s movies.
Yeah. I like yep. And so they were the top food trends for 1981 and I was like chicken marsala seems to be like just random because then it's like frozen yogurt, pudding pops and frozen dinners, but like chicken marsala is chilling at number 1. So
I have a yogurt commercial on my channel uploaded a few weeks ago. Don't watch it. It's well, yeah.
Is it okay?
Well, do you want to know what it's about?
Yeah.
It's someone robbing a bank, and they don't see the guards or anything because they need glasses. And they open the safe, and they're like, "Look, yogurt." And they're like, "Where's the money?" "Oh, let's just drink the yogurt." So they drink it, and it turns out, due to their poor eyesight, they didn't realize they were robbing the sperm bank. So it's a commercial for glasses.
That's hilariously disgusting.
Yeah, it's an Asian commercial.
Oh, yeah, that makes so much sense. Like, oh man. Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow. Oof. No, thank you. I'll take
Yeah.
the frozen yogurt.
Yeah. Well, my second fact, and this is a cool one for all of you that are nerdy. Donkey Kong is released, which also marked the debut of the Nintendo mascot Mario, because you're actually playing as Mario in Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong succeeded commercially and critically in Japan and North America, where it became the highest grossing arcade game of 81 and 82, respectively.
Ooh.
It was ported to the Game & Watch, selling 8 million units, while Nintendo licensed the game to Coleco, a developer of arcade conversions for home consoles, selling 6 million cartridges. The game's various ports sold more than 15 million units worldwide. Other companies cloned the game and avoided royalties altogether. The characters, Mario and Donkey Kong were mass marketed on breakfast cereal, toys, television cartoons, all that stuff. And and Universal Studios filed a lawsuit alleging that Donkey Kong violated its trademark of King Kong. It failed, that lawsuit. As of 2015, all versions of the original Donkey Kong are estimated to have grossed 4.4 billion in revenue. That is a monster hit.
That's insane. Though I played the Donkey Kong game and I can understand it's just fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a good game. Nice. Very nice. Because this is so for those that don't know, Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in their Coke. And Pepsi used to have pure sugar, like cane sugar. In 1981, the FDA approved the artificial sweetener aspartame for commercial and tabletop use.
Which is
and
probably not a good thing.
No, it is not. Excuse me. Aspartame has now been linked to several forms of cancer, obesity, tooth decay, bone. It makes bones more brittle. It's bad for you all the way around, and it can cause ulcers. But it is highly addictive.
Yep.
So, it is in just about every single pop that comes in an aluminum can. That's why, if you've ever had, I don't know how many people have gotten to travel per se, but like in Europe, so Stig, in your neck of the woods, Coke still uses sugar because aspartame is not allowed.
I don't know about that.
Well, I know it's not allowed in a lot of European countries.
Yeah.
Like Germany didn't allow it, Austria, Spain. I want to say the UK didn't allow it either. But we were studying. I was in one of my law classes, and
yeah, the Coca-Cola we have, it has sugar in it.
Yeah, it's got sugar in it, but it doesn't have aspartame.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bottle now. It does not mention aspartame.
Nope. So that's why like a lot of Europeans that come to America say that the Coke tastes like shit.
That's exactly what I would say.
Uh-huh.
I use the word shit quite a bit.
Yep. I've heard that from so many, like the Royal Marines were visiting our base one time, and they were like, yeah, let's get us a Coca-Cola. And I was like, it's really not. I was like, okay. And they were like, oh, excuse me. Ooh. Ooh, excuse me. They were like, this is terrible. I was like, yeah, no. And they were like, what's wrong with it? And I was like, well, it's got fake sugar in it.
Yep.
It's syrup. Aspartame is basically like liquid. It's it's not good stuff. I'll put it that way. And then you have Americans who go to like Mexico or Canada or Europe and they drink the Coke and they're like, oh my God, like, why does this taste so much better? And it's not as syrupy and it's not as nasty. And you're like,
it's not vaccinated.
It's not fortified. So yes, aspartame is highly addictive and it causes all kinds of issues with your bones and it leads to obesity and cancer and yes, that is the stuff in Diet Coke too. It's pretty much in every single pop in America. Like no. That's unless you're getting the old school like root beer like the sarsaparilla or something like that, you're drinking aspartame. And sarsaparilla is really only found in like Western shops now. And it's more of like a novelty or a niche purchase. It's not really mass consumed or mass produced anymore because it does take more to produce it. And their marketing is just, I mean, Coca-Cola is a global brand. Like Pepsi does pretty well in like Japan and China. But if you look at the global market, Coca-Cola dominates. It's insane how much Coca-Cola has. The Coca-Cola Light you had in Rome is probably sugar. It's not aspartame. Italy doesn't allow aspartame either. So there you go. Fun nutritional fact.
Yeah. Well, I have my next fact fact is rather bloated. In 1981, a worldwide television audience of over 750 million people watched the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer at St. Paul's Cathedral in London, referred to as a fairy tale wedding and the wedding of the century. They had to 4,000 police and 2,200 military officers were in place to manage the crowds. The cost of the wedding was estimated to be 48 million pounds in total, with 600,000 pounds being spent on security. When adjusted for inflation, it would have cost between 70 million pounds and 110 million pounds if it had happened today.
Oof.
Which is yeah,
that's a lot of money. Wow. But I remember, like, people still talk about that wedding.
Yeah.
Like, they still talk about Princess Di and how she was literally like, she was like a princess of the people. Like, so many people loved her. I honestly, it's hard to even Brits who are not, I guess they're called royalists. So Brits who don't support so the royalists support obviously like the monarchy, but so people who don't support the monarchy, still talk about how wonderful Princess Diana was.
Yeah.
So
I remember seeing her on TV and stuff back when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, I wasn't even born yet in 1981, and freaking people like
what? I'm
Yeah.
the oldest one on the stream. That actually never happens.
You're the oldest on the stream. Yeah, I wasn't even born yet, and I think I was like in second grade, and people were still talking about their wedding, and like you would see it on like PBS would bring it up about how it was the wedding of the century and how this was like this and this for the people. And I don't know, it's just it's interesting that had as much of a worldwide cultural impact as it did, and it lasted for so long. So, well, they're still there, Sultan. They just don't have any power. AKA commoners, yeah. So that's really cool. Thank you for that, Stig. Nice. Oh, here we go. She had lots of skeletons in the closet. It's a huge deception regarding her saintliness. I didn't say she was a saint. I just said most people love her.
Yeah,
but
I have a really bad joke about that, but I'm not gonna say it.
Well, is it a bad joke because it's not funny, or is it a bad joke because it's cruel?
It's cruel, but a little bit funny. I'll tell you after the stream.
Sounds good. Since we're on inflation, since you brought it up, inflation rate for 1981 in America, I don't even know what it was for the world, but America was struggling. Inflation rate was 10.32%, unemployment was 8.5%, and average 30-year mortgage rate was 16.63%. Dang! Like, woo!
My next one is actually a little bit related to that.
That's terrifying. Okay, go ahead.
Well, 1981, you have the Polish hunger demonstrations. It's amid a widespread economic crisis and food shortages caused by communism in the Polish People's Republic. Thousands of Poles, mainly women and their children, took part in several several hunger demonstrations organized in cities and towns across the country. The protests were peaceful without rioting, and the biggest one took place on July 30th in Lodz. Virtually all products were lacking, including meat, coffee, laundry, detergents, sugar, cigarettes. In Warsaw, buses of the the Public Transit Authority had no spare tires, and the company announced that only main routes would be kept, adding that the public had to get used to the situation in which there are no shortages of meat, soap, cigarettes, and decent transportation system. The situation was summarized by a grim solidarity poster that appeared on Polish streets. It showed a black skull with a cross knife and a fork under it.
That's
Relevant.
yeah.
You guys are almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what like.
Especially maybe with the transportation system.
Yeah, the Buttigieg. I don't. We're not going to talk politics because that's gonna.
Yeah, but it's. And there was a viral video going on a few weeks ago. A guy from Poland talking about that and how things are going with certain mandates and all that. And it's he said, need to do what the Poles did.
Yeah. Well, they're never going to admit it, but the truckers are the reason that the mandates are being lifted up in Canada. And now it's trickling down into here because they don't want a trucker demonstration here because just like Trudeau can't handle it. Like, look at he's done. He's fried. His goose is cooked.
Yeah.
If that happens here,
he got COVID a while ago too, and I heard it hit him like a truck.
Don't make me laugh, Stig. Oh God. You're killing me. You're killing me.
Anyway, that was my fourth fact. Big event in Europe.
That is a big event. Yeah, and we're pretty much there because people get hungry, and then people get thirsty, and then people get desperate.
Yep.
So it is.
And then they peacefully protest their local grocery store till all the food is gone.
Pretty much, and I don't want to get there. And hopefully these, these truckers are saving the world, essentially. Truckers and farmers are saving the world. They feed us, and now they're saving everybody. And nobody is
telling politicians to truck off.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, fully vaccinated prime minister catches COVID in wake of courageous base trucker movement. Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, Sultan, I'm fine. I just, my allergies are horrific this morning. Everything is, I don't know if you guys know what red line means, but like pollen and dust and all of the other allergens are all redlined today, and it was, yeah. So it'll be all right. I'm fine. Thank you, though, Sultan. That's why I'm asking Stig not to make me laugh because my allergies are just like horrific.
She's allergic to puns and stuff like that.
I am allergic to puns and bad jokes. But good morning, Project Story Time. How are you? Wait, can I say how art thou to Josh?
Yeah.
How art thou, Josh? Lord Thoth, you're hilarious. I know what you meant. Okay, sorry. Getting back to
if it was a train drivers, that would be a hoot.
That I see what you.
It would be off the rails fast.
Oh Lord. You are going to kill me with puns. It is bound to happen. I apologize for the coughing, everyone.
Those guys have tunnel vision.
You're terrible. I love you. Yeah. Terrible.
Easy to keep track of, though.
stop. That was one. You went one too far.
Yeah.
Stig. That was just one too many. I'm
Yep.
just kidding.
Oh, yeah. I aimed above my station. Sorry.
Oh my God, you're gonna distract. I almost reread my third fact. God dang it. So the top 10 artists for 1981
In the United States.
Stop it, Lord Thoth! Don't encourage this. What are you doing? So top 10 artists in America in 1981, and this made me giggle. Barbra Streisand, Chaka Khan, Diana Ross, George Benson, Lionel Richie, Olivia Newton-John, Phil Collins, Prince, Sheena Easton, and Smokey Robinson.
It's probably Sheena Easton had the Bond song.
Yeah.
For Your Eyes Only, and I think My Baby Takes the Morning Train.
Mm-hmm. I think you are correct. Interesting. But yes, that is my fourth fact. Those were the top 10 artists in America. Project, you can't say thou to me. Stig gave me this whole mansplaining lesson earlier. You missed it. You'll have to go back and watch.
My fifth fact is, births and deaths, basically. Famous people born in 1981. Alicia Keys, Elijah Wood, Emily Rose, Tom Hiddleston. His birthday was yesterday, I think. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Hayden Christensen, underrated. Jessica Alba, Summer Glau, Britney Spears, and Beyonce. The people who passed away. Bernard Lee, also known as M in the Bond movies.
Yeah.
Bob Marley. William Holden, and under very mysterious circumstances, Natalie Wood.
Oh.
Most likely murdered.
I didn't realize that all happened in 1981. I thought Natalie Wood was like 85. Huh.
No, she was younger than that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for that, Steve. That's I agree with you. Hayden Christensen is criminally underrated.
Yeah. My Life as a House. Watch that one.
Okay.
With him and Kevin Kline.
Okay.
He is amazing in it. It's a drama movie.
I can do that. For sure. I thought Hayden's portrayal of Anakin was just spot on. Really, I did. And everybody's like, oh, he's just like this moody, whiny brat. Like, what? You and me are going to have to talk Star Wars prequels one day. Because I got a lot to say. You can confirm. Thank you, Brightest Day. Very cool. My final fact is not... I guess it had worldwide implications, but it, like, because Ronald Reagan was inaugurated as the 40th president of the U.S. And a lot of people doubted that he could do the job because they knew him as an actor. But that's part of the reason why he got elected, because he had that fame. And he turned out to be one of the greatest presidents of the United States. And he helped pull America into prosperity and out of a very bad place.
Which is something one of the recent presidents tried to do.
Yep. And then... politicians. Yeah. I don't know. But that was my final fact. I'm a big Ronald Reagan fan. I'm not going to lie. Cal G for $3 says, holy crap, this is an early stream. I rocks with it. Hey, Cal G. It is early because time zones, time differences. I'm still doing my nostalgia stream, my nostalgic Nirvana stream tonight. And we should probably get cracking on these movies, talking about these, because we're down to like 18 minutes. We are taking the time away. So,
Well, since I started with the facts. You can start with the movie I told you to watch.
well, I mean, you actually gave me a choice, and then I picked this movie. You did not toxically shove me into this movie. I'm just kidding.
No, I gave you two movies in case one of them would be difficult to get or something. So
yes, and I've got Das
I was
Boot on
being
VHS.
I was being uncharacteristically considerate.
Very sweet. Yes, you were very kind. So for anybody that doesn't, I will try and break this down like as quickly as possible. The Das Boot, excuse me, the Das Boot that I watched was the 3.5 hour movie, not the miniseries.
Yeah, me
Watch
too.
Both. They're good. They're both good. Good way to watch it. It just there's I can't say really that there's a little bit more meat on the miniseries, because the 3.5 hour film, I mean, there's a lot of meat on that bone too.
It basically is the miniseries.
Yeah, like they just shoved it into movie form.
Yep.
And edited out very little. Like, you would have to know both very well to notice the differences, pretty much.
Yeah.
But basically, this movie is like, it's set in 1941. And so it's before, like, it's before America enters the war officially, because what is it? October? September? It's September or October. I can't recall the exact month. But it's right before America officially enters the war is where we're starting. And so,
and if you think about that, every time you see them get splashed by water, it's cold because it's winter.
It is it's winter. Yeah, that's a good point. So basically they're on the U-boat, which I believe you told me this was the same boat that was in Indiana Jones, correct?
Yeah, they used the same submarine.
Nice.
Spielberg liked the movie, and he also put a few of the actors into Schindler's List to play Yahtzees.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know
that guy that grins all the time, little kind of like a chubby guy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's in Schindler's List, and I forget who the other one was, but yeah.
Interesting. Huh. So
the guy who's in charge of the guy that freaks out and almost gets court-martialed.
Yes.
He is in the Underworld movies. He plays the scientist for the vampires. Oh yeah,
like their engineer. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Wow. I did not realize that was him.
Fish-faced fellow.
Yeah. Huh. Was that? I think he was for the werewolves, though, not the vampires.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
I think I think he was with the werewolves. Man, that's so cool. I had no idea. I actually, yeah. I mean, I can see it now, but that's actually really surprising.
Yeah.
Essentially, so this Nazi U-boat, because I mean, it's World War II. These are the Nazis that we are following around.
Here's the thing. During the movie, a couple of times, it's clear that pretty much only one of them is an actual Nazi.
Yeah.
And that's the young new lieutenant.
Yep, the lieutenant.
But the other ones criticize.
He's very. The lieutenant is really all in on the Nazism angle.
Yeah.
Everybody else, and like the journalist who notes, so there's a journalist, and he's like, oh, there's a difference in attitude between these like seasoned war vets and like these young bloods, especially like this lieutenant. And the crew, they're fighting for Germany, but they don't believe in the Nazi cause. They're super critical of it, like Stig said. And remember, this is on a submarine, so it's not like someone, and this is in the 1940s, so it's not like someone can go narc on them unless they're the radio guy. And the radio guy is not super pumped about the Nazi agenda either. But
no, they're basically soldiers. That's it.
Yep.
They're doing their duty, and I've seen interviews with people about this movie, and people who have served on submarines say that this is the most authentic submarine movie.
Yep. I've heard that a lot from a lot of my Navy buddies. Women are still a pretty rare sight on subs, even though there was this whole push by the U.S. Senate and House to like have more women serve on submarines and this, that, and the other. And it's like, okay, but what, like, there's not really a lot of women that want to serve on submarines because you're in a can underwater.
Yeah, imagine being on a submarine and serving all those sandwiches, though. It's gonna suck.
You dick. But it's, yeah. So you're going to yeah, Lord Thought. It's not a common sight, and it's not even because women can't or won't do it. It's just that's not a draw for us. It really isn't, because it's
you have zero privacy.
Yeah, you have no privacy. You have there's no there's no real, you're never really one, like, and I say this as a Marine with tons of Marine buddies, you're never really one of the guys. Like, you are up until it's like a firefight or and then they're very aware of the fact that you are a woman, and you like, so women in infantry is still a huge controversy because all the data has come back and shown that mixed platoons and all women platoons perform far worse than all male platoons. It's just the way we're built mentally and physically. We can handle a lot of stuff, but men are better able to just sever emotion and get the job done and then deal with it afterwards.
Yeah, so there's hardly a woman in this movie.
Yeah. And that's how it should be. Like, that's what helps make it authentic, because if you had women running back and forth on this sub, it would definitely not be authentic. And the thing is, it's not that women, like I said, it's not that women can't do the job. It really isn't. But
back then, there were even laws against it.
Yes.
Women serving on the front lines as combatants. They were support units, as nurses, what have you.
Yeah. And some of them did, like, they did pilot stuff. Like, you've got the Night Witches from Russia is what they were called. So there were female spies. So, like, women did play a role in World War II, a very significant role. Like, everybody thinks because they weren't at D-Day or Hiroshima, like, or Iwo Jima, excuse me, Hiroshima, Iwo Jima, or dropping bombs or anything like that. It's so bizarre to me that women's role in World War II gets overlooked, because a lot of the intel that they got were from women spies, because they were overlooked. Like, because they were women, they were able to do what the men could not do, essentially. And they got a lot of very sensitive information to the Allies and helped take down the Axis powers. So it's a disservice to both men and women to say that it's not that women weren't involved in World War II. Like, they very much were. But the thing is, anytime that I see it in movies now, and this really irritates me, and it's part of the reason that I love Das Boot, because you don't deal with this issue, is nowadays anytime you see like a submariner or like an old officer or like a gunny or a master guns or something like that in a show or a film, it's always like, in my day, women weren't allowed to, like, women weren't on the boat or women weren't on the sub. And it's like, they paint all of them as crabby, close-minded,
sexists or whatever.
Like speaking from personal experience, I've been on destroyers. I have been on carriers. That isn't, you don't get treated like that. They don't skulk around you and treat you like you're less. They're like, hey, here's your job. If you can do it, great. If you can't do it, then we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. The first half of the movie, they're basically just patrolling the Atlantic.
Yep, it's like 3 weeks. They're just floating around, and then the Brits find them.
Yeah, so they find them a couple of times with the destroyers, but you know when they sink the ship that they thought was empty?
Yes.
That's when you can tell they're not Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of them feel bad because they know they did something wrong. It was by mistake because they thought the ship was empty. But you see a couple of them start crying and all. And here's the thing. Back in World War II, Nazi submarines did that twice to my grandfather. He survived, though.
Dang.
He got sunk by torpedoes in the North Atlantic. So
he was in the North Atlantic and survived.
Yeah, twice.
Like, dang.
So I had someone on Twitter call me a Yahtzee, blah blah, because I was white, and I'm like, those guys tried to kill my grandfather twice, and they bombed my city. So not a fan.
Yeah.
So the odds of surviving that are sky high, and he did it twice.
Wow.
And now he has over 120 descendants.
Huh.
So all of which would not have been born had he not survived both those attacks.
That is amazing. Well, I know. Sorry, I did my thing where I squirreled and I went off on different topics. Essentially, we won't ruin, like I said, this isn't like a breakdown of the film. It's just talking about different aspects of it and give you kind of the setting and what we like about it. I think and it's not my favorite part because it's the best part of the movie. I just like it's my favorite part because it shows I guess like the disconnect that you can even relate to today when they go to that dinner.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's beautiful, and it's over the top, and it's clean. And you have all these U-boat officers who are just...
Yeah, and they even mistake the lieutenant for the captain.
Yeah. Like, they are... That has to be my favorite part of Das Boot, because...
Side note. This movie takes place in 1941.
Yes.
That's the year the guy who plays the captain was born.
Oh, dang.
Jürgen Prochnow. Who has actually made a pretty good career in Hollywood. Played the villain in Beverly Hills Cop 2, I believe.
Oh, well, there you go. That's awesome. I did not know that. That's... Holy cow. How serendipitous. But yeah, my favorite part, if you folks...
Side note too. Sorry.
No, you're good.
The first pick for the captain was Rutger Hauer, but he declined because he was about to start shooting Blade Runner.
Wow, that's crazy. Which came out in 1982. That's amazing. I had no idea. Like, I'm always fascinated to hear like what original castings were and then see how they ended up, and you're like, oh man, it's actually great that didn't happen.
I'm sure Howard would have been great.
I'm sure he would have.
The guy we got worked like a charm.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I will finish that because I know we still have to get to Dragonslayer. So my favorite part is the dinner. What's yours?
My favorite part is the atmosphere. It has the atmosphere of Alien. You know, it's all closed in. It's like they don't have much places to move.
Yeah.
If things goes bad, you really know they're in deep shit. No pun intended.
Yeah, no, I see.
And the music. The music is, the theme.
Yeah.
Great. And I also, despite I guess you're not supposed to like it, but it fits the story so well. It's the ending. The bitter irony-ish ending.
Yeah. Yeah, the ending is yeah.
Well, basically, I guess I could spoil it. It's from 1981. But
I just told him we wouldn't, Stig.
Oh, sorry. I'm not going to spoil it. Watch the movie.
Watch the movie. Yes.
Yeah, it
whether
is
it's
worth
the miniseries, yeah, whether it's the miniseries or the movie, go ahead, watch it. It's an excellent watch. We promise.
It's more of a drama movie than a war movie, really.
Yeah, it really is. So, okay, on to Dragonslayer.
Well, no. We need to give it a score from 0 to 10.
We do have to give it a score. Okay.
Because I'm keeping track of that.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I'd have to give this like a 8.8, I think.
8.8?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do an 8.8 just because it is so well written. The like you said, the atmosphere. This is a very, and I'm not saying that there's not action in this movie, but when you watch the movie overall, it's hard not to be like high strung or like.
It has more tension than.
Yes, exactly. Like you're very tense through this. It grips you. It keeps you.
Psychological action, maybe.
Yes, that would be a good way to phrase it. And it's just you're like feeling what these men are feeling, and you're witnessing the hell that they are going through, and the fact that because there's not a lot of trust between the older crew and the newer crew, especially at the beginning. And that plays a big part in a lot of the stuff that happens.
Yeah. Character development. Remember that?
Yes. Oh, shocker.
Used to be a thing.
Yep. But yeah, it's just it's there's something about it where because like the first time that I ever heard of this movie, it was in high school. And I was like, oh my God, we're gonna watch a 3.5-hour movie. Like, that's insane. And then like we watched it and I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. And it didn't even feel it was weird because it didn't feel like 3.5 hours, but at the same time it did, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's I watched it yesterday because I do my homework. They could have trimmed it down here and there, left out a conversation here or whatever there, but then again, would I say that about the extended Fellowship of the Ring, which is just as long? Probably not.
Probably not.
But I landed on a 9.
Oh, so we were very close.
Yes, so that makes it a 17.8 out of 20.
Yes, that's impressive.
Which is our highest rated movie so far.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, it was Alligator and Raging Bull, which are two very different kinds of movies.
Yep. Yeah, it's Das Boot is better than Alligator.
Yeah, by a long shot.
Is. Not by that much. It got an 11 out of 20. 11.5 out of 20, actually.
Oh, I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna make that joke.
It goes to 11.
Nope, I'm not going there.
Mm.
So we have a 17.8. All right.
Yep.
Good morning, everybody that is just joining us. Yes, this is Blockbuster Archives with me and Stig, and we just finished up giving our scores for Das Boot, and we are about to head into Dragonslayer. But George Hilton, if you love Alligator, we talked about it last time. You can find it on Blockbuster Archive episode 1, where we discuss it, tell about our favorite parts, our least favorite parts, and then give it a score.
Yeah, we did that in Raging Bull.
Yep, and Raging Bull. So,
and my movie this time is Dragonslayer.
Yes.
Or rather, she told me to watch that. I told her to watch.
And I gave him no choice. I was like, watch this.
I did.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. Definitely did. For the most part, it has aged very well. You know?
Yes.
It's very muddy and dark, actually. There's not a lot of color in it. Basically, a sorcerer's apprentice is to go with the sorcerer to kill a dragon. But then the sorcerer dies, seemingly. So he's arrogant and cocky and decides, yeah, I'll do it myself. In the meantime, the village next to the dragon cave is having like a lottery. So every month, I think it is, they sacrifice a maiden to the dragon to keep the dragon away from the city. As it turns out, the princess has never been in the lottery because the king is having her name kept out of it, which is shitty. The sorcerer, for some reason, manages to use magic to close the cave. It makes a rock slide, even though he has trouble with magic all through the movie, right?
Yes.
But maybe it has to do with the necklace the sorcerer gave him. The dragon looks amazing even today, especially the scene in the cave when he runs into it. When the dragon is flying, it doesn't look good because it looks like a paper airplane.
Yeah.
I
would have to agree with that.
And you have Ian McDiarmid as a small. He has a small part in it as a priest who gets fried by the dragon. So
is that him?
Yeah, you have Palpatine in it.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
He did not have unlimited power. The dragon did.
No.
The cast is good. You have the guy called from Ghostbusters 2 who plays the museum guy. What is it, Janosch? He plays the hero in this.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah. Other than that, then it's not that many famous people in it. But it works. The story is straightforward, I think.
Yeah, and it's
the princess though manages to break free because she puts her name 50 times in the poll, right? And she gets picked, and she gets free and can escape, but instead she goes into the dragon to be eaten. And the tiny dragons get her. And holy crap, that was brutal because I believe this is a Disney movie.
Is it a Disney movie? I don't think it's.
I'm not sure, but it was pretty.
I think it's Paramount.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the small dragons are basically feasting on her, which is okay. Then that was probably the most brutal thing in the movie.
Yeah, that part always made me I always wondered because it's not like they cut to the side and you hear her screaming either.
No, they're on her eating bloody flesh.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, then she is dead. Yeah, story is good. I believe the special effects were nominated for an Oscar back then
Hmm.
for the stop motion effects. I believe with the dragon.
That makes sense. They were really, like you said, they still hold up today.
Yeah, that dragon cave scene
Mm-hmm.
where the water is burning and stuff,
Burning,
and
yes,
yeah,
and he sprinkles. Yep. The ash.
awesome. The movie's actually worth it for that.
It really it's so. The story is great. The effects are fantastic, and then like just the way, I guess the way that they take the dragon down, it's really bizarre because it is like
It's
I don't know how to explain, because like they don't
no,
they don't, like, yeah, they rescue the other girls, but like, I mean, from having to go into the lottery or whatever, because they do kill the dragon, but like this is really a dark fantasy. Like
yeah,
this is not a high fantasy, which is what,
no,
when I first watched it, I was because it says Dragon Slayer, so I was like, oh, this must be like a high fantasy adventure, knight in shining armor type deal, and it is not that.
no. This is a gritty. It has the muddy, gritty look of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It's just muddy, and even the costumes are similar.
Mm-hmm.
With the peasants and all, and it has nudity in it underwater when she's swimming, and he realizes, hey, you're not a boy.
You're not a boy.
Yeah, and he screams. He screams when he sees it on the water.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said though, the story is good. But
holy crap! It is a Disney film.
yeah, Disney had balls back then.
Dang! I knew it was a Paramount film. I did not realize it was a Disney film. I must not have paid attention to the opening credits, because I'm sure the Disney logo was there, and I just like blocked it out. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I'm even more shocked at now that. Oh my god! There's like, this is not a Disney film. Like, it is,
No,
but
it absolutely isn't.
this is, oh my goodness. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
But like I said though, the story is fairly basic. It's simple, but not every movie needs a complex plot.
No,
It works.
Yeah.
For what it is.
If you can tell the story well, you don't need all of the gimmicks and the intrigue and the complexity.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell a simple story if you can just tell it well and do it justice.
And
it will serve you.
It actually has 3 twists in it, nonetheless. Because you have the twist with the necklace at the end.
That one.
And you have the one with the princess not being in the lottery, and the one that I mentioned that happens on the water.
Okay, yeah, I could. So I guess I never really thought of the princess not being, because I was sitting here trying to think what you meant by 3 twists.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that would, because like, it's a twist, but it's one you should have seen coming, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And the chick makes the shield, which is a vital item in the story.
In the story.
So she's not useless. She's not there to check a box.
She is not there to check a box. Back when.
And even the princess is not a coward.
No, obviously not.
Maybe even the bravest character in the movie.
Mm-hmm. I would have to say yes, because, well, like, she didn't have to put her name into the lottery, let alone 50 times.
She did it because she had a sense of right and wrong.
Yep.
And then she walks unarmed into a dragon's cave.
Yeah, she had a spine, that is for sure. What was your favorite part of the movie?
The cave scene.
Cave scene.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Yeah,
That was that cave scene when the dragon's blowing fire at him and he's using the shield to protect himself.
Yeah.
It's like a heavy metal cover.
It really is. That would have to be my favorite part too. Like the movie itself is good. But that would have to be my favorite part. I don't think, because yeah, like the amulet twist is cool and everything, but man, there's just something, like, it's just pure masculinity and man versus beast and just all good things in that moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my favorite part too.
Yeah, this is the best a dragon has looked in a movie up until Reign of Fire.
Agreed.
That one is also underrated.
Yes, Reign of Fire is massively underrated. I can talk about that. It's during one of my nostalgia streams, and I should. But okay, unfortunately, I do have to wrap up because I have got a job and kiddos to get to school, and I gotta feed them still, like breakfast.
What's your rate?
What do I rate this?
Yeah.
So considering that it is a fantasy film, it's a very good fantasy film, and I just now found out that it's a Disney film.
Yeah, we were accidentally promoting Disney.
I have to say, oh gosh, I would give it probably a 7. I'm gonna have to give it like a 7.
I'm landing on a 6.5.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna give it a 6 because the acting was a bit wonky.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I'm gonna stick. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like 7 is a little bit high, but I also feel kind of like being generous, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take your original one of 6.5. Like, it's a good film, guys. It's a good story. It's very straightforward. It's a good way to spend some time.
Yeah, so 6 and 6.5. That's 12.5.
12.5. Yeah. So
better than Alligator.
Better than Alligator. But yes, it's good stuff, and it's well worth the watch, especially if you're looking for a type of like a dark fantasy escapism, just adventure, basically. Cross Purposes donated $5 and says, "Good morning."
Well, good morning to you.
All right, so I am going to give you my assignment for you for next month. Are you ready?
Yes.
So your 1982 movie is An Officer and a Gentleman.
I'll lift you up where you belong. Where the eagles fly. I'll watch that one. Richard Gere. I haven't seen it in ages. Yeah. I thought you were going to pick Blade Runner, actually.
I almost did, but then I was like, nah, like, I can't give him the obvious one. And I love An Officer and a Gentleman. So
I'll watch it. And I have, 2 movies for you. You can pick which one.
Okay.
Conan the Barbarian.
Okay.
Or the Honky Tonk Man.
Oh God, I love the Honky Tonk Man and Conan.
Conan was my first pick, though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Conan. Like, I love Honky Tonk. I might just watch both just because. Yeah. But, yeah, I think for next month we will do Conan.
Okay, Conan the Barbarian and
An Officer and a Gentleman. So that is what you guys have to look forward to next time. And
82 was tricky finding a movie or deciding on one because you have The Thing and Blade Runner as well.
Yes, and Poltergeist. And Les Mis came out.
Rambo.
Yes, and Rocky 3. And Secret of Nim were all in this year. Like 82, the 80s, y'all. The 80s.
Oh, just wait until you see 87 and 86.
I know, I can't wait. I'm so pumped. But yes, so for next month, it is An Officer and a Gentleman and Conan. So
two polar opposites.
Very, very different films.
Yeah. It's like one's a barbarian, you could have a buddy cop-ish movie with it.
You really
Gentleman
could.
and a Barbarian.
Gentleman and a Barbarian, there you go. So that is where we have landed for next time. I will actually talk to you guys later tonight on my Nostalgic Nirvana stream, where I am going over three books that I love. If you asked me to choose a favorite book, I legitimately couldn't do it. But these are 3 books that I have read and reread and absolutely love to just hunker down with. They are all, I will give you a hint. They all start their own series, and they are not So the rules that I gave myself were 3 books that I enjoy that go into their own, that are sort of the catalyst for their own universes, that are not J.R.R. Tolkien or C.S. Lewis. So that
Can I make a guess?
Sure.
The Eye of the World.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to tune in tonight. But
and the sort of genre, maybe.
Oh, stop it, Stig!
Did I just nail 2?
Be quiet. Be quiet. Stop guessing. I don't know. You'll have to tune in tonight to find out.
The Hobbit?
You may have gotten one. You may have. The Hobbit is J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh, okay.
So, trust me, that would have been on there. There would have just been a Lord of the Rings books tonight if I had just picked 3 of my favorite books. But I was like, it can't be Tolkien and it can't be Lewis.
I used the Force, and I think I got close.
You did get pretty close. I'm not gonna lie; it's a little bit scary. Oh God, I do love the Dragonlance books. I really do, Lord Thoth. So tonight, if you tune in, we're gonna be going over 3 of my favorite fantasy books that are not Tolkien or Lewis. That I have read multiple times. That I absolutely. One of them is actually pretty surprising. Because it pulled me in because it was a historical fiction. It was presented to me as a historical.
Wait a minute. Fantasy. Is it Mists of Avalon?
No. That's Tolkien still.
No, it isn't.
No,
it's
not Mists of Avalon.
Marion
that's
Zimmer.
Children of Oh God.
Yeah, Marion Zimmer Bradley.
Yeah, no. It's not Mists of Avalon. That is a good one though. I don't know why I thought that is not Tolkien. Oh my God, that's
Mists of Avalon has a good miniseries.
Does it? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The German officer from Indiana Jones 3, the evil-looking guy, he plays Merlin.
Huh.
He's great in it.
Fascinating. Yeah, no, Mists of Avalon is a good one, but one of the pieces, or one of the books, one of the series that I read, it was like a historical fiction, historical fantasy, and I was like, oh, okay. And then you get into it, it's actually a historical romance book. So there was some parts that I skipped, but I still reread it because it's actually like a really good story. But you'll have to find out what that is tonight. But yes, so I will be live again tonight with Nostalgic Nirvana. Steve, can we look forward to hearing from you again Saturday, right?
If I manage to stay awake, because I've been up for quite a bit this night, I'll be on Coffee Chat with Alora in a few hours. And other than that, probably Miss Martin Muses on Saturday with you, I think, for the Lord of the Rings talk.
Yes. It's going.
When we're done with the Lord of the Rings, we have decided to tackle the Silmarillion.
Which will be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to Blockbuster Archives episode 3 as well. And hopefully you guys check out the movies too, so that when you tune in for episode 3, you kind of know where we're at. So
basically, we do these when we've both watched the movies.
Yep.
And no rush.
Mm-hmm. We just do it for fun because you gotta share what you love with others.
Yeah, and everyone in the chat and people who are watching it on replay, go watch Conan and An Officer and a Gentleman. And
Yeah,
when we go live and do the next one, you can chime in with us
absolutely.
and scold us for our bad scores or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Manowar 665 Neighbor of the Beast for $6.65. Says 2 years later we would get a combination of both horror fantasy with German occupation. In a story of the truest of all horrors, rampant studio interference, Michael Mann's maligned yet effing awesome The Keep, also starring the excellent Jürgen Prochnow.
Yeah.
Very
He's
well.
right. He is right.
I don't think I've seen The Keep. I'll have to watch that. Thank you, Man of War. I will definitely check that out. But I do have to rush off and go nose to the grindstone. So thank you so much, everybody in the chat. You were all fantastic. I appreciate you being here. Stig, thank you for doing these with me.
Thank you for having me on. It's fun. It's fun to get to talk about stuff you like.
Yes, these are a blast. And the movies were great. I'm sorry that I squirrel, guys. I know that I went off and to the right at the beginning of the stream, but it was still fun. So I hope you guys got a lot of good out of this. I hope the facts were entertaining for you and that you give the movies from, if you haven't seen them or if you have and haven't watched them in a while, give Das Boot and Dragonslayer a watch. And then, of course, for next month, we've got Conan and An Officer and a Gentleman that you can check out. So looking forward to it, and much love to all.
You have a month to learn the riddle of steel.
Oh, you're so clever, Stig.
Oh, thank you.
But so I will see you later tonight, 6:45 p.m. Central. So take care, everyone.